Hey all, welcome to the end of 2013. And because this is that time of year, the lull between Christmas and New Year's where we all plan our next year, I thought it'd be really fun to talk about resolutions. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to share some thoughts, and then at the end of this video, I've got something to help you. So even if you don't usually watch videos all the way to the end, make sure you watch this one because you don't want to miss out what I'm going to share. So resolutions. It's that time of year. We're planning for the new year. We're planning for all our new stuff. And I find that a lot of our resolutions are built on shoulds, right? And these concepts of what we think we should or ought to be doing. And some of them aren't necessarily bad. Exercise doesn't usually hurt a lot of people. Eating more greens doesn't hurt a lot of people. I hear they're full of antioxidants. For me, drinking water would be a should that would be great to bring into my life. I'm kind of a coffee fiend. I drink it all the time. If I'm not at the gym, I probably won't drink any water in my day. But balance is important, right? Like in addition to all these shoulds and all these things that other people say are good for us, we need to spend some time thinking about what we actually want in our lives and what we actually, feel would make us happy. If we hate the gym, then why go run on a treadmill for 45 minutes a day when we're just gonna like suffer through the entire thing? It's not gonna be any fun for us. There are so many different ways we can still, get that should of more exercise in our life and do it in a way that we actually find enjoyable. So I think what we should be resolving, and I'm using that word should, and you're just going to have to go with it because I don't think I can say this any other way. But I really want to encourage you to spend some time thinking about how pleasure and things you enjoy are going to take a front seat, a middle seat, 2 steps forward. You can use whatever analogy you want in here, but how are you going to bring pleasure in a greater way to your life in 2014? Um, why pleasure? Well, because it's fun and because it's good and because it's free. It doesn't actually cost anything to have pleasure in your life. It can. A trip to Tahiti would bring you pleasure. It's going to cost a lot. Spending a quiet night at home with yourself is something that might bring you pleasure, and that's not going to cost something. And then there's so many middle grounds between Tahiti and home alone, right? Um, and don't just think about pleasure as one word and whatever connotation comes up with that word. Think also about words like fun and like joy and bliss and ecstasy, and think about what those words mean and what baggage you bring to the table when you say them. Sometimes people talk about pleasure and they automatically think physical, but what about mental pleasure? What about emotional pleasure? Sometimes we call that joy or bliss. Ecstasy often, leads to sexual pleasure, but what about ecstasy from dancing or from drumming or from one of my favorite things is like driving down a backcountry road with loud music and the windows open on a bright sunny day. I love that, right? And there's nothing particularly sexual about it, but it's something that brings me a lot of pleasure in my life. And benefits of pleasure, like I shouldn't even have to sell these, right? You can do it anywhere. You can do it with as much or as little cost as you want. It helps us value ourselves, right? We are raised in this culture where we're taught often that we're not good enough, we're not valuable the way we are, we don't look the right way, we don't act the right way, we don't speak the right way, our body isn't the right shape, our skin color isn't the right shape, our hair isn't the right way. So much of this crap is put on us, and with pleasure, specifically pleasure that we feel in ourselves, we're able to take our own bodies and control of our lives back, which I think is super important when we're dealing with all the bullshit in the world. Plus, super yummy chemical stew going on in your body and in your brain: oxytocin, serotonin, all these big fancy words. So remember that thing I told you that I was going to share that's actually going to help you? First challenge is, number one, think about how you're going to bring pleasure into your life in 2014 and make it actually part of your resolutions this year. Along with all the other stuff you think you should be doing, spend some time thinking about the stuff you want to be doing. And if you're stuck, I'm actually going to host a webinar in the new year to help you out with this. It's going to be Tuesday, January 7th at 8 p.m. EST, so you can save the date right now on your calendar. And on January 1st, I'm going to launch all the kind of like nitty-gritty details and sign-up link and all that stuff over on my website, AuthenticSexualYou.com. So I hope to see you on the 7th, and I hope you'll check out my site on the 1st to find out more information about this. And then, yeah, we're gonna work together to make 2014 a year of pleasure for you. All right, have a very happy New Year's, and I will talk to you all in 2014.